not a huge deal, but I do want you to see what an example would look like. So tomorrow, when you present, before you present, you're gonna hand me this sheet, okay? Make sure you got it filled out, because this is what I'm gonna grade your presentation on, all right, so just an introduction. I did a sample of all NFL football players. I chose 7 from each team. I used a number generator on my calculator, and this is what my raw data looks like, okay? I chose 224 weights of NFL football players, okay? That's the data gathering process, okay? Then I begin to look at the data, okay, and see what's going on, all right? So just like almost everything we've talked about, we first look at a histogram, okay? So here's my histogram for my data, all right? So you can see it's definitely not symmetrical. I would say this one's slightly skewed to the right. The majority of the weights fell between 192 and 219 pounds, okay? And then the smallest, which was kind of surprising to me, was the big old boys, the 327 to 354 pounds. That was the smallest group. There were less than 10 of those, okay, in that histogram. So we just kind of have an idea to look at the data. The next thing I wanted to look at was a box plot, okay? So here's my box plot. This is somewhat symmetrical, okay? It's not exactly symmetrical, but it's definitely not skewed. The median is pretty close to being in the middle, okay? This is the IQR from Q1 to Q3. It represents that middle 50%. As you can see, the lightest NFL football player is 145 pounds, okay? That's kind of cool. I weigh well more than 145 pounds. Alan is too. Go to the NFL. And then the largest was 345 pounds. Based on my data, there was not any outliers, okay? There weren't any outliers in my data set, okay? Finally, my raw numbers, okay? So my standard deviation was 47.91, okay? The first deviation, standard deviation above the mean was 290.04. One below was 194.22. Like I said, there were no outliers. My sample mean was 242.13 pounds, and then I included a mode of 195, meaning that was the one that occurred the most, okay? I thought this was kind of interesting. When we do get finished, after everybody presents, I will actually give you guys the true mean, and we can see who got the closest, okay? So that's kind of the sample of the expectation for tomorrow. If you guys have any questions? You can use I use a PowerPoint, and use whatever you want.